In Ethiopia, several top officials, including the army chief of staff, have been shot dead during an attempted military coup. A government spokesman says a hit squad led by the security chief of the Amhara region also killed the local governor and his advisor. The region's attorney general was also wounded. The army chief of staff, Siada Mekonnen, and a retired general were later shot in Mekonnen's home in Addis Ababa. The government says the situation is now under control.
The people of Ethiopia don't want a repressive and killer government. They have proved that it's possible to remove dictators with unified and democratic struggles. In past years, the people of Ethiopia have, with a unified voice, showed that they will not accept governments that have the attitude of dictatorships.
Let's get more on this. Isaac Eshetu is an Ethiopian journalist based here in Istanbul, joins us in the studio. Isaac, good to have you on. Now, we just heard that the situation is under control. At least that's what the government is saying. Is that really the case?
I think so. There seems to be a huge blackout on internet access, so it's not very clear to get much information on the subject, but the government seems to be confident that it has taken everything under control. That seems to be the case.
How serious is this attempted coup?
Yeah, I would say this is a very shocking attempt at all, because everybody was taken by surprise. Because like for the last 14, 15 months, Ethiopia has been moving on the way to democracy, and lots of freedom has been given to the public. The political arena has been opened, and after all this, like a coup, especially a regional coup happening, is a very shocking thing. I think it would really affect the whole political arena as well.
Isaac, I think you would agree that the road to a deeper democracy can sometimes be a rocky one.
Yes.
What's the position of the Prime Minister? Is he still in danger of being removed from office?
I cannot say that for sure, but at the same time, the government addressed the nation last night after midnight. He addressed that the government is in full capacity to quell the attempted coup as a whole, and he has already said that they're going to do everything in their power to control the situation, and the people should help the government in whatever way they can.
You talked about this transition into a more democratic society in the country, but since the Prime Minister has come into office, we've seen a rise in ethnic tensions.
Yes.
He survived an assassination attempt.
Yes, last year.
What is underneath all this?
Yeah, all these conflicts that are going in the country, it's the result of an accumulated feeling of dissatisfaction on the side of the public. For the last 27 years, Ethiopia has been governed under a fist of like metal. It was a metal fist as a whole. So people have been imprisoned. Many journalists have been imprisoned. Many others have been forced into exile, personally being one of them. I was exiled into Turkey 7 years ago. So everybody was having a very hard time in the country, and the political space has been shrinking down. That was the trend, and all of a sudden things started changing, and the people have a better way of expressing their dissatisfaction, and the ethnic strife seems to be all the product of all this dissatisfaction, and the feeling of also inclusiveness seems to be one of the biggest problems of Ethiopia. So towards inclusiveness, as the country is moving, this type of reactions are supposed to happen, and it's expected, I think.
All right, Isaac, we're going to be keeping a close eye on the story. It's a developing story. Thank you for coming on set and sharing your expertise on this. Thank you.